Is there any information you can say, if you would like, about the person that was involved? It was him.
Hey everybody, it's me Josh with Hope, and I'm bringing you a follow-up session on the Nancy Guthrie case. I did a session, weeks after she went missing. A lot of people had requested that I do that. I was a little hesitant at first, but I decided to at least check in and see if I could get some information. I asked for my spirit guides. I asked for Nancy directly, not knowing, of course, that she's not deceased. We don't know that. That has not been declared. And I was not seeing her, on the other side like I normally do. And so I was a little hesitant, but I still did. And some information did come through, and a name came through, a name that was Frank. And I turned that information into the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's. If you haven't seen that session, I will pin it in the comments of this video, so I would check that out. Now, I don't always do follow-up sessions. Sometimes I do, but I was, interested in at least seeing if I could get some more information. And in this session, asking for her, when I mentioned that name, Frank, she said, yes, like arrest this man. It is interesting. So, you're going to get right to that here in a second, but I do need to explain my process. Now, before I go into that, it's important that you understand, if you're a returning subscriber, you don't have to watch this. If you know what I'm doing, if you know the process, you know the method, you've heard me explain this before, you can go right to the time code that I am putting up here on the screen, or you can go right to the timeline of the video, and I've broken it up into chapters, and you can go right to where the session begins. But it is important that I explain my process, my methods, and all that goes into this. Just gained a new, over 4,000 new subscribers just this month. And there's a lot of people that don't understand the science, the methodology behind this. So it's important. If you don't understand it yet, and you've been watching and you're not sure, check it out. But as I've explained, I am an experienced medium. I've been doing this for almost 14 years now. I don't need equipment to talk to spirit. I do think it's interesting to give them equipment, and to let them speak on their own and not through a human filter like me as a medium. Now, spirits do not have voices. We do not have voices on the other side like we do when we're here. We don't have vocal cords over there. So now, if I recorded a spirit right now using this, and this just proves this whole thing very simply, I can capture an EVP. An EVP will sound like a whisper. Now, if they could use their voice with tone, you would hear it on this voice recorder that does not give them back any sound at all. It's just a voice recorder. So you'll hear me talking with my tone, and you hear spirit whispering. So what we're doing with this process is we're giving back spirit a voice. Now, apps that are out there and radio spirit boxes use forward speech, sound banks, or radio broadcasts. And spirits can use that sound to form their own responses. But the problem with the most apps and with radio spirit boxes is that you get a lot of false positives. So that's a problem. So I use something called the H.O.P.E voice signature method. It's where I take audio of someone's voice, whether it's just a regular person's voice or a well-known, person's voice, and I will reverse it. So I'll make it backwards. I will slow it down by half, and I will chop it up into 2-second increments, and then I'll just randomize it. What that does is that we're getting the tone of the voice and we're getting the sound of speech with no forward words. Spirit has to take that sound and form their own responses with it. That's what's great about it. If they're not going to do it, if they're not able to do it, we're just going to get back gibberish. Now, in this case, I was able to find a little bit of Nancy's voice from when she was on, Savannah Guthrie's show, appearances in the past. It wasn't very long. It's not much, but just enough to give her back her voice. It's all reversed, slowed, chopped up speech. When someone gets to use their own voice, I think the connection gets stronger. It's more powerful. And it's very simple. I always tell people, you can always validate my work. You can reverse the sound banks in my H.O.P.E Spirit Box app, or you can reverse the responses coming through in the video, and you will hear pieces of words or slowed down, elongated words. And that will show you that I'm not using forward speech, to lay into the session. I'm not using AI. And then I'm telling you the truth that this is what I'm using. This is my process. Anyone could do this. Why am I turning the dial? Well, that's how this box works. This box works where we don't have constant sound coming out. It would be too hard to discern messages. So I keep it running in the background. I ask a question. I open the noise gate and I allow for some of that reverse chopped up speech to come through for them to hopefully time up their response in that 2, 3, 4 second increment, that time. And that's what we do. So that's why I'm touching the box. My box is not some special woo blessed box. It's just a guitar amp with reverb pedals to add some echo. So that's it. People say, well, how do you know it's really them? I don't know it's them. I don't know it's them 100%. Now, I trust in my connection. I believe in my connection, and a lot of the responses are positive and they're indicative of what these people would say. But other than that, I don't believe it's negative. I feel very blessed. I feel very protected. So that's my explanation. That's how this works. It's very simple. If anyone's interested in any of the things that I'm doing, HOPEparanormal.com. And I just want to thank all of you, anyone that's new, anyone that's been returning, and that's been watching me over the years. I love you all. Thank you. Let's get into the session.
Calling on my guides to please be present. Michael, Chris, Betsy. I gotta turn the fan on. Please help me connect with Nancy Guthrie. Yes. So I'm calling on Nancy Guthrie. Nancy, I'm inviting you once again asking the guides to open the doors to the other side. Allow Nancy to help Nancy come through the portal if she's willing and wanting to. And I'm envisioning the door opening, and I see one of my guides at the door. And I see, I'm envisioning Nancy. It feels like she's there with a man, an older man, that's accompanying her. Let's try this, Nancy. I'm gonna shut off the radio spirit box. Nancy, I briefly connected with you. We did get some messages. It sounded like you said that you missed Savannah and your family. There was a name that you mentioned, named Frank. You said, I believe you told your family to stop looking for you, that they needed rest. And I understood what that meant, but I didn't want to push too hard and ask any further. I'm hoping that maybe you choose to use this voice and speak a little bit more. Nancy, can you use this? I know people want me to ask where you are. Where's your body? Where you are? And I don't know if that's information you're going to want to tell us. I don't know. I know that you wanted your family to stop looking for you. You wanted them to get rest. I'm sure that just by seeing you, you seem like you are okay. I see that there's a man with you. Are you with someone on the other side? Now I'm going to ask you a couple questions and let's see if you can answer any of these things. You said the name Frank. Is that the person that had something to do with your disappearance? Is there any information you can say, if you would like, about the person that was involved? It was him. Anything else about the person that did this to you, that took you, that hurt you, or this person's name, Frank? Is there anything else about that that you can give us? Is there any information, I know it's hard to do through here, but is there any information about where your body is? Is there anything that you can tell us about where your body is? Okay. You know, I can't make you give the answers. I can't keep asking the questions. Just hopefully that you're going to give the answer. Either, you can or you want to, and maybe you don't want to. I don't know. I have had both people wanting to give answers and people not wanting to give answers on the other side. But now that you are on the other side, and this is what we're getting, this is what I'm getting, many others are getting this as well. Are you around Savannah? I feel like you're saying to me, you don't want this anymore. And you're saying this person is going to have to answer for what they did. That you're okay. That you are in the light. And you're reunited with this person who, I don't know if this is your significant other. I just wanted to give you a chance to see if there's anything else you did want to say and to know that you are okay. To kind of send you love and light and know that you are in the light. And I can see that. It feels like you are reunited with someone that you care about, that they care very much about you. You are with this person that I'm seeing, is that right? Is there anything else that you want to say on your own? I'm going to say a prayer for you, and that you continue to stay in the light and be happy with who you're with and around, and that you continue to get to check in on your children, and that there's a big healing that goes on with you and your family. All right? I'm going to shut everything off here and I'm going to say a prayer for you. I invite you to say the prayer with me if you would like, or to join me in that prayer. And I send you love and light. And that's it. There's nothing else that I need to say, okay? All right. God bless you, Nancy.